Plaintiff Zakiya Hamilton says she helped raise the defendant, who is her nephew. However, Zakiya is concerned because the defendant is hanging out with gangbangers and drug dealers, and he's witnessed many friends lose their lives. She's suing him today for the cost of a car and emotional distress. Defendant Joseph Johnson admits that he went to jail for dealing drugs, but says Zakiya has a past too, and she was once incarcerated for stabbing somebody. Joseph is countersuing Zakiya for the cost of a car.
Start with you.
Well, good morning, Yana. I'd just like to say that this is my nephew who I helped raise. Me, my aunt, and my other sister actually stepped up to the plate to help Joseph become a young man. I would say over the last maybe 7 to 8 years, Joseph has took a down spiral for the worse. You know, I love my nephew. I do anything for him. But he's becoming more towards the streets, and from where I come from.
What do you know of that?
Basically, he hangs out with gangbangers, drug dealers all the time.
He ever been convicted of
yes,
anything?
He's been convicted twice for drugs. He actually
selling or using?
Selling. I don't have no knowledge of him using, but I do know that he have sold. He witnessed quite a few friends lose their lives within the last year and a half, and that's really my main cry for my nephew. I love my nephew. I always try to encourage Joseph to do the best he could do, you know, because of what's going on in our environment. He's becoming more towards the streets, and from where I come from.
What do you know of that?
Basically, he hangs out with gangbangers, drug dealers all the time.
He ever been convicted of anything?
Yes, he's been convicted twice for drugs. He actually
selling or using?
Plaintiff Zakiya Hamilton is suing her nephew, who claims Zakiya has an anger problem, and she was once incarcerated for stabbing someone.
Did you all live in a heavily impoverished area?
Yes, we did.
And he
West
was in the
side
streets
of
as a
Chicago.
teenager?
Yes.
Okay. A lot of guys out here perpetrate like they're street guys and gangbangers, and they're the first ones to get killed because they don't know what they're doing.
That's my most fearful part as an auntie, you know, especially us being so close.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to endure that, you know, or get that call stating that my nephew's been hurt due to the fact of him being on the streets.
Let me hear from you, young man.
Well, I've been in jail, yeah, but I'm not a gangbanger. You know, I sold drugs. You know, the reason I sold drugs because I felt like I needed to take care of my 2 kids, and I didn't want to ask my family for money because I felt like that was my responsibility. So yeah, I turned to the streets to sell drugs.
Okay, you gave the kids all the money?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good.
Yes, sir.
These kids live a good life.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
So,
They still living a good life?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're still selling drugs. Go ahead,
No.
what else? Well, if that's the way they lived it before,
I ain't selling drugs
I asked
now.
you. I said, did you get the money to them? Oh, yeah, yes, sir. I said, okay. And they lived a good life when you were giving them dope money, right? Oh, yeah. So they
Yeah, they
still
was.
living a good life? Oh,
Back when I
yeah.
was
That
selling
means you're
drugs.
still giving them dope money. Unless something changed, you were an engineer
when I was
now or a
selling
lawyer.
drugs.
What do you do now?
I work now.
Okay, tell
I
me.
actually just came home from the joint now. I got up when I was in there. I got my GED,
Okay,
and I got
good.
out and got a job now. So that was the
What type of
past. What
job?
she talking about? Huh?
What
I work
type
at
of-
Walmart now,
Okay,
and I had changed my life now.
good.
You know,
I
but
believe you.
the reason why I did change and went to Walmart because, in fact, I didn't want my son to grow up and think going to jail was a good thing. I didn't want my daughter to know that just because her father was to jail, that's the type of man that she wanted to look into. So that's the reason why I changed my life for the better.
Good. And you know, that's what I do. I have fun with people, but I admire what you've done.
You know.
And you got a lot of guys, ex-offenders, who think that's beneath them. And so they won't go. Just because they made $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year as a drug dealer. No, I ain't working nowhere for $15,000, $17,000, $20,000 a year. Nah. And so they go back into the street. So I'm glad that you took a job. And hats off, Walmart knew you had a record. Yeah, hats off to Walmart for accepting ex-offenders. That's one of the biggest challenges we have now in society is corporations accepting ex-offenders. So hats off to Walmart. All right, and tell me about the car.
Okay, Yana, on July the 4th, I came into Chicago. I wanted to spend time with my family like I normally do. I came here. I drove to my sister's house with my daughter. I always do. And I parked my car there because I had someone that was going to pick me up from her house, and I was going to leave my vehicle, which I did. I put the keys on the table, and I left back out. Joseph was there. He seen me do it. My sister seen me do it. I left out. I went out with my friend. When I came home, my sister had said, Joseph got locked up, and I don't know if your car was with him. And I'm like, where my keys at? She said he got the keys, and I just kind of like knew from that point on that something bad happened. I waited 24 hours. The next day, Joseph was released. So I asked him what happened. He told me he got pulled over and he got my car impounded. I have the impoundment sheet here. It states that Joseph was driving under revoking suspended license. So that's why they impounded my car. He claimed that he was going to get my vehicle out. He haven't gotten it out. Like he said, he got a job, but I'm not.
How long has it been?
It's been 3 months.
Wow.
He's got a job, but I'm not seeing none of that money that he's on Facebook flossing. I'm just trying to, I know he's just starting a job, and I'm trying to be reasonable with him and not causes him this big $5,000-$6,000 total of getting it out and sending him.
Then why are you asking for emotional distress? You want $500 for emotional distress. If you weren't trying to give him a problem, you wouldn't be asking for emotional distress.
Let me just say this. Let me just say this, Judge Mathis. The reason why I'm asking only for $500 in emotional distress is because we had to stay 2 days with no clothing. It was the 4th of July. All my new
I'll
clothing.
just go with what you said, but just throw that extra $500 on there.
Yeah, because let me just say
for
why.
Goodwill. Plaintiff Zakiya Hamilton is suing her nephew, who claims Zakiya has an anger problem, and she was once incarcerated for stabbing someone.
Let me hear from you, young man.
First off, Yana, she got a past too. She been in jail too for stabbing somebody. Back when she was young.
You should have been paid her money.
Yeah. Let's not forget about her background that she got. While she speaking highly of mine, ain't tell you the good part. She just spoke all the bad part to make me think I'm a bad person.
I never said that, nephew.
Go ahead. Be quiet. Let him tell me about your criminal stuff.
Yeah. She got a background too for stabbing somebody when she was young.
What, anything else this thug do?
She got a bad anger problem. She got a bad anger problem. You don't get her way, she curse you out, call you all types of names when you supposed to do a favor for her.
Judgment gonna get mad. If I ain't trying to get cussed out, you shouldn't have told me that. If things don't go her way, she cuss you out. No, but what do you say to the car, though?
But, Your Honor, she gave me her car. She came to where I was at a gathering with my friends, called me, nephew, where you at? I said, Auntie, I'm at a gathering. She said, I need you to drop me off to my friend. I take her to her friend. 5 minutes later, the police pulled me over. They came to the car. I said, what was your proper cause? They said the registration was expired. He asked me for my name. I gave him my name. I guess when I gave him my name, they ran my name in the computer and found out that my license was suspended. Told me to step out the car. As I stepped out the car, he told me, call your auntie and tell her to come and get her car. I don't want to pound the car. I tried to contact my auntie. She didn't pick up. I tried to contact my mama. She didn't pick up.
What did she do wrong in this situation?
She knew her registration was expired.
All right.
And gave me her car.
They say that's part of the
No,
claim.
here's the impoundment report right here. It's kind of not so good, but you can see that it states down here, this car was impounded due to revoked license and no insurance. He is just trying to make himself look good, Judge Mathis. If I knew my...
Show me something that says registration.
Exactly. If I knew that, let me just say this. If I knew that my car was...
I'm just telling you what this says. I got to go with what the document says, unless you have a different document.
Never got your car, your registration was up to par.
Sir?
You knew it wasn't.
You knew your license wasn't up to par.
I didn't. Actually, I talked about that. Actually, I didn't know my license was
This says
suspended.
They took the car because of your suspended license.
But if I knew my license was suspended, I would never got on her car. I just came home.
Well, you either got to know or you should have known. You got to keep up with your license. You got to know whether your license is suspended or not. You got to know whether there's a warrant for your arrest or not. Your counterclaim for $2,500, how does she owe you for a van?
So when I was incarcerated, back in November 2015, I was doing 30 days. While I was doing my 30 days, she got in contact with my mama and told my mama, I told her she can see my car. So when I came home, I got in contact with my mom, asked her where's my car. She says Zakiya got it taken. I asked her how she get my car taken. She said it was smoking marijuana in it.
Wow.
The police took the car.
Impounded?
Yeah.
That's not true, Yana.
And I
That
was
is
gonna-
not true. That's not true. He's telling another bald-faced lie.
I ain't gotta lie about nothing.
He's a compulsive liar.
I ain't
Let me
gotta lie
just say
about
this.
nothing.
Joseph, some of it is kind of correct. I did have his vehicle,
Yeah.
but his
Without my
vehicle was
permission. Say without my
Quiet,
permission.
sir.
His car was parked in front of my house on this day, and this wasn't 2015.
Mm-hmm.
This was 2012, to be exact, in November of 2012. I showed up at court for him going to jail out of this same vehicle that I went and picked
Was it
up.
2012 or 15,
It was
sir?
2012. That's been
2015
7
November.
years.
Who
No.
has evidence of the date?
I just got the value of how much my car costed.
Okay, but you got to prove that she caused it to be impounded
When-
and to.
They had all my paperwork, but when I came home, you know, we had moved
Come
from
on
the
with
house
that
and
when
all
I
that.
came home. Ain't anybody trying
We
to
don't
hear all
stay at
that
the old
all
house
the
that my
time.
paperwork
You
was
shouldn't
at.
have went. Oh, they messed up my paperwork when I went in. Nobody trying to hear all that. Your claim dismissed. Yours is granted.
Thank you,
Have a
Judge
good day.
Mathis. Oh my God, I love you, nephew. I'm so proud of you for setting up this whole deal. Oh my God, this is great. Thank you. Thank you. I will be glad that you being responsible for your end of the bargain, even though you lied on me. I still love you.
But I'm just glad this over with. Love my auntie. And
Oh, I love you too.
for the